How's it going, guys? In this episode we're going to be looking at these little European nightcrawler earthworms. They're absolutely disgusting, but they're perfect for your bioactive terrariums. G'day, my name's Luke and I'm an avid reptile and amphibian keeper. On this channel you'll see DIY tutorials, care videos, herping clips and plenty of other animal related content. Please make sure to subscribe and check out what my animals and I are up to. Special thanks go to all my Patreon supporters over on Patreon. Thanks so much, guys, I appreciate it. So before we get started on the actual nightcrawlers themselves, I just want to make a special mention that as of a couple of days ago, I've actually opened up a Teespring store, so you can actually buy reptile related merchandise in a Teespring store, and there's going to be a link down in the description below for you to go and check it out for yourselves. So this includes all sorts of different things, like I've got iPhone and Samsung cases with geckos on them. I've got a whole bunch of different t-shirts and hoodies and stuff that you can go and buy with all different types of reptile photos on them, and I will be expanding it out to different types of animals as well. All these images are photos that I've taken for myself from different animals in my collection or when I've been out looking for animals in the wild. So they're pretty cool little photos, and there's a couple of t-shirts there that are a little bit different, especially if you're a bit of a bioactive fan, or if you just want to rep some Beach's Scaly Beasts merchandise, then that's absolutely fine too and totally up to you. I'm personally going to get some of those myself. I've already ordered probably half a dozen shirts for myself, so I can actually start wearing them because I reckon they're pretty cool. But if you want to, please support the channel, please support what I'm doing here. I'd absolutely appreciate it if you went and bought a shirt, or if you know somebody that's a reptile fan and you want to buy something that's a little bit unique for a birthday present, check it out. And I'd absolutely appreciate the feedback too on any of the purchases you make, and chuck me a photo on my Facebook page of you guys rocking your shirts, because I reckon it'd be awesome to see them in person myself. So without any further ado, what are we talking about today? We're talking about these little European nightcrawlers. One of my friends, Ricky, he breeds black soldier fly larvae amongst other things for our shop at High Tech Aquariums, and he's brought me a sample of these absolutely monster worms. So apparently these guys are actually pretty small at the moment. They are going to get a lot bigger, but he's given me this sample just to try out in my actual bioactive terrariums. So why would you want these earthworms inside of your terrariums? Well, anybody out there that's into gardening or vegetable patches or anything know that these guys are absolutely essential to be in there, because these guys essentially break down organic matter and help turn it into fertilizer for your garden. So all they do is they eat through the dirt, munching on all sorts of stuff, and then they poo out a whole bunch of worm castings, which are awesome nutrients for your terrariums. A lot of people with worm farms as well kind of make worm juice. Essentially that's like a liquid fertilizer that comes out of the bottom of a worm farm that you can then use to fertilize your plants. I've got a slightly different idea of what I'm going to be putting into my terrarium as a fertilizer, and I'm going to be trying out a new product shortly that's apparently frog safe and other people have used inside of their terrariums, so stay tuned for a review on that. Make sure to subscribe down below in case you want to check that out, hopefully in the next couple of videos. These worms are also going to be a really awesome food source for some of my bigger animals. Even when some of my frogs get bigger, they'll be able to take these guys down without any hassle. So we're going to pop these inside the Boyd's Forest Dragon enclosure, and hopefully they'll start breeding in there, and I'll be able to pass them around in amongst the other terrariums as well that I have here. The European nightcrawlers are slightly different too. So these guys are apparently pretty small, and some of Ricky's breeders are apparently about 15 to 20 centimeters long. They get quite large, his particular ones. So it'll be really cool to see what they're like when they're a lot bigger as well. Well, it really sounds like a jungle in here with these common eastern froglets going off as well. But we're down here on the forest floor of the Boyd's Forest Dragon enclosure. I'm just going to create a little bit of space here for us to seed these earthworms into their environment. So I'm going to put them dirt and all inside, a whole stack of them in here. The frogs are really getting into it tonight. These guys are absolutely going to munch down on absolutely everything in here and hopefully reproduce like mad and turn this into a really healthy ecosystem. So the other day, if you watched the other video that I just not long put out on springtails, you would have noticed that I really put a whole bunch of springtails into this enclosure as well. So this tank is going to be full of life. I'm just going to cover these guys up now with a bit of the leaf litter too. So that's it for today's video, guys. I know it's only a short one, but I'd really appreciate it if you at least go and check out the Teespring store and give me some feedback on what you think, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'll hopefully see you on the next video.